It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night beneath the mistletoe. It's cold outside.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be talking about my best fragrance discoveries of 2020. I am so excited for this video because this is in collaboration with my dear friend here on YouTube, Lauren Redolence. If you guys have not seen her channel, after this video, please head on over to check it out. She is bubbly, she is fun, she's beautiful, she produces great content, and she has the most unique fragrance find. She talks about fragrances I have never heard of, you have probably never heard of, I don't know, but I'm just saying, she comes out with the most unique fragrance finds. It's just such a joy watching her. I adore her, and I know you guys will love her as much as I do. So we're both going to be talking about our best perfume discoveries of 2020. And let me start with saying that I have a big list here. This was harder for me to do than my top 10 for life. I couldn't believe how hard this was. Like, my 10 for life was pretty challenging. Like, only leave 10 for life, what? This was just really, really tough because I have made so many amazing fragrance discoveries this year that I wanted to talk about all of them, but I just didn't want this video to be super long. So I have a bunch here. I'm going to try to go through this as fast and painless as possible. And I'm going to also have a few honorable mentions towards the end. So stay tuned for that. So my first amazing discovery has been Roses Barbaranza by Maison Lancôme. And just look at this bottle, you guys. This is so stunning. This scent is amazing. This has notes of hazelnut, pistachios. It's sweet, it's boozy, it's a delicious gourmand fragrance. It's intoxicating. It's thick, it's syrupy, it's mouth-watering. This is just a delicious gourmand rose fragrance. It smells like some kind of a Turkish delight dessert. And I have fallen head over heels in love with this one. This next fragrance that I fell in love with is Oud Orange Intense by Fragrance du Bois. I have discovered this towards the end of the year. I did an entire review video for this fragrance, and I will post the link down below so you can check it out if you haven't done so. And this was such a great discovery. This is a very sweet, non-offensive oud. I barely detect it. It smells like a very expensive orange marmalade. It's delicious, it's gourmand, it's expensive smelling, it's beautiful, and it's a stunning fragrance. I am so glad that I discovered this in 2020. So this is Oud Orange Intense by Fragrance du Bois. This next fragrance discovery is L'Interdit by Givenchy. And this one caught me by surprise. I did not imagine it smelling so stunning. So this has sesame seeds and bubblegum tuberose. And the two just go so beautifully together. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's sweet. It's intoxicating, it's very sexy and mysterious, and I have been really enjoying this one. This next fragrance find was in the early part of 2020, and this is none other than Zelena Exclusive by Perfumes de Marly. This fragrance won my heart. It was love at first sniff. It just took over my life. This is intoxicating. This is a beautiful milky rose. Notes of lychee, pear, Turkish rose, oud, which I don't even detect in the Exclusive. The oud in here is just not detectable. Incense, it has vanilla, it has amber, and woody notes. And this is just a creamy, delicious vanilla rose. It's milky, it's sweet, it's decadent, it smells expensive, it's romantic. Just so many things I could keep saying about this. The bottle is stunning. Oh, this is a love of mine. My next great discovery has been the YSL Libre Intense. And this is a delicious lavender, vanilla, tonka bean, and vetiver fragrance. It's very warm, very elegant. It's very sweet, very feminine, as opposed to the original Libre, which is a little bit more masculine leaning because of the vetiver and the lavender. The two are notes used in masculine scents. This one, however, was amped up on the tonka, on the vanilla. It's very sweet, and it's just beautiful, elegant, easy to wear, effortless fragrance. And I really have been enjoying this. I'm glad I found this in this bottle. Let's take a moment to appreciate the bottle, guys. It's stunning. The next fragrance, I'm so happy that I discovered. This is also late in the year, and this is Xerjoff's Lyra. I have searched high and low for this, and I'm so glad that I finally did find it, because it was just a really hard one to get my hands on. This is an intoxicating, sweet, delicious gourmand. It smells like a vanilla icing orange sponge cake. Very elevated and expensive one. Oh gosh. This has notes of blood orange, lavender, cinnamon, jasmine, vanilla, and caramel. And this is just such a delicious, intoxicating scent. It projects like crazy. It has great staying power. This smells expensive, like I said. This is just like a more elevated, more expensive fragrance. I am smitten with this one, obsessed. Obsession is real, you guys. Yeah. My next great find has been the Nishani Ani. And this fragrance at first had me second guessing about whether I should keep it or not, because it did give me a heavy blast of spices. It was very spicy, and I wasn't expecting that. And also you get this ginger, and once it settles down and calms down a little bit on the skin, you get the smoothest, sweetest vanilla. It's so delicious. It's enveloping. It's very cozy. It's one of the best interpretations of vanilla that I have smelled, and I have grown so fond of this fragrance, and I'm so glad to have it in my collection. My next great find was also at the end of the year, and you probably hear the clanking. There it goes. It's Sensual Instinct by Montal. And I did a dedicated review on this one. I also featured this in the haul. I'll put the links down below. This is basically roasted coffee beans, praline, rose, oak moss, amber, and cedar. This fragrance, let's just say, is an offspring of Intense Cafe by Montal and Baccarat Rouge 540 by MFK. They're 2-in-1. You get 2-in-1 with this. And because I love both of those fragrances, this has been such a unique and surprise for me. I love this. I adore it. I use it a lot, a ton. I just can't get over this combination, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. This is absolutely amazing. The longevity, the projection are awesome, just like in most of Montal fragrances. This is a good one. The next one that I discovered was towards the beginning of 2020. And this is the Gentle Fluidity Gold by MFK, Mason Francis Kurkdjian. This is juniper berries, this is nutmeg, there's coriander, ambery woods, and vanilla. So you get like a beautiful vanilla, ambery, woody, sweet, but yet a little bit spicy from the coriander. And this scent is like very elusive. It's enveloping, it's light, it's airy. It's just absolutely stunning. It's very elegant. This just screams of elegance to me, and I'm so glad that I discovered this one from the house of Mason Francis Kurkjian. So this next discovery of mine came at a perfect time when the weather started to cool down, and this is Unknown Pleasures from the house of Kerosene. Kerosene is a niche indie house, and I so far only have tried this one, and I am so in love with it. I'm looking to get a few more. This is a very realistic smell of lemon with black tea. It smells like Earl Grey. There's waffle cone in this, there's caramel. It's just such a beautiful, sweet, gourmand scent. Makes you feel like you're so cozy. You're sitting somewhere at a cafe, watching the snow fall outside, and you're sipping on a hot cup of black tea, and you're having your waffles and with syrup, and just very cozy and delicious smelling. I love this one. So glad I discovered this. Now I'm going to do a few honorable mentions. I don't know why they're just not in the list. I mean, it's the same thing. I'm glad to have discovered these next few. So this is Chagui from the house of Serge Lutens. And I have been on a quest of collecting Serge Lutens fragrances. But you know, I pick the ones that sound like there's something that I would like. I'm not just randomly buying them because I don't collect fragrances. I need to use them. So this one like won my heart. This has notes of amber, tobacco, honey, hay, and rose. And this is warm, spicy. It's sweet from that honey. The hay gives it an earthiness and some sweetness. And the rose is so beautiful with this whole composition. I think this is such a beautifully made fragrance. It's very different from other rose fragrances that I have smelled. I think this just captured my attention, my imagination. I have been using this a ton. And the next honorable mention I have is the Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne. This came to me at the end of the year. And as some of you may have heard in my previous video where I talk about this, I was deathly afraid of smelling like I spilled popcorn on myself. So I stayed away from purchasing this for that reason. And finally, I just said, let me get this. If I hate it, I will gift it to someone who will like it. And surprisingly enough, I was so shook by how good this was. I was really shocked. I was surprised. I could not believe it. I was shook at. This popcorn note in here is everything. It's not overwhelming. It's just right. It gives a little bit of sweetness, saltiness. This has notes of ylang ylang, orange blossom, vanilla, popcorn note, sandalwood. And it's creamy. It's sweet. It's delicious. Just adore this fragrance. I think it's sensual. It's a very sexy scent because you smell edible. Oh yeah, this one really took me by surprise. I have been loving it, living for it. And that concludes my video for today. Please head on over to Lauren's channel. I will put the link to her channel and video down below, of course, in my description box. And check her out, give her love, give her support. And I'm so grateful for doing this collab with you, Lauren. Thanks for reaching out to me. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to wish you all a very healthy, happy, and prosperous new year. Thank you guys. See you back here soon.